Hello, welcome back. We are continuing our deep dive through astrology 2 degrees at a time. Today we're on Aquarius Leo 20. We're taking a look at insight, hidden secrets and truths, symbols, psychological profiling, the storylines of each of the 360 degrees. Thanks for being here. Without further ado, let's jump into Aquarius 20. A large white dove bearing a message. On a small remote island, a man recording his visions, wind carving sand patterns in the desert, a fine silk thread strung across a chasm. Across darkening waters, a bird carries a sealed letter in its beak. The stone here is Schalenblende, and both stones will be in the description if you'd like to take a closer look. This helps us repel negative energy, ensures energetic boundaries, helps us navigate our spiritual path with greater confidence. It expands spiritual consciousness, assists psychic attunement, and it fosters deep inner healing. Schalenblende has the design of a sand pattern, which I found to be interesting. It also looks like boundaries. So taking care of spiritual and energetic boundaries is a theme here. And the reason for that, in some part, is the fact that the 20th degree here is a scorpionic degree. Scorpio can sometimes be known as taking from others and doing it in a way where you don't even realize that it's being done. So you want to energetically wear your protective coat of armor. This is a degree of arbiters, arbitration, people who are able to talk to others who seem like there's no way that they can communicate. They think differently, they speak differently, they communicate differently, but somehow this person has the subtle ability to communicate and bring people together like a silk thread strung across a deep chasm. They just innately have this ability. Someone who has the ability to masterfully, subtly communicate. And the way that that is done here, the way that we can practice it, is to notice the patterns around us. So this is a degree of noticing patterns. Messages, patterns coming to us. What are they saying? So what am I talking about? Let's say you want to try to get a better handle on the filters that you're sending out in your world. It's like, what does that mean for me? Well, take, for instance, 1 week and record. As an observer, notice the patterns around you. Because the message here is that we are the ones with the filter. I talked about the filter yesterday, but the divine is always at work within us. We are operating at the divine level, whether we realize it or not. And the filters that we have built up over time create the patterns around us. So if we want to change the patterns around us, we need to notice the patterns. So just noticing is the first step in changing. Awareness is number one. Even though the thought patterns are invisible, if we notice the patterns, then we can get a handle on it. Letting go of biases through awareness. Looking at pictures of Schalenblende could help you get in the mindset of looking at patterns, looking at boundaries. What are we setting up in our world? Messages from the divine coming in. That's what the large white dove is. And this is how somebody might be called upon in their life, like a go-between. I know as a child, I played this role a lot. Leave a message. Did you play that role where, you're meant to be the peacekeeper? And it's like, why do I have to wear that hat? But this is someone who just naturally people are drawn to because they realize that this person has that ability to heal the rift. One of the other ways that we can do that is by just accepting people at face value, at the truth that they're able to deal with. Walking in truth is not an easy thing because it means taking a look in the mirror and seeing all the ways that we hurt ourselves, and to take responsibility for the ways that we hurt ourselves. And that is not an easy task. So if you are a truth seeker and you've taken a vow, I'm going to be truthful, I'm going to always walk in the light, well, guess what? You're still going to be walking among people that are at different levels of the ability of walking in their truth. And there are many layers of it. The more you take one away, you realize, oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. I mean, there are all these layers until we get down to the root of what we are. So by accepting people for just where they are, and if you want to help them, you don't point out the fact that they're lying to themselves or that they're doing it wrong, because who's to say? Everybody plays a role, and those roles are important. At different levels they are. We're all playing a role. But to accept them is to accept the level of intimacy that they're able to handle. And by doing that, more and more of the light can sink in for them. The more people embrace just being themselves at the level that they're at, the more they can let more light in. So it's a live and let live is going on here as well. So being open and meeting people where they are, possibly playing the peacemaker or the judge or the arbitrator. Let's take a look at Leo 20. American Indians or Zuni Indians performing rituals to the sun. A gentle, wise man attempting to resolve a conflict. An herb which, if overconsumed, can cause someone to die of laughter. A black pearl hidden in an oyster. Men and women in feathered bird costumes dancing in a circle. The stone here is sunstone. It brightens moods, gives emotional and spiritual warmth. It brings luck and fortune. It is a natural antidepressant. It brings joy, happiness, enthusiasm. It is aura cleansing. It helps the Kundalini awaken. And I could go on and on. If you are drawn to this or this degree is strong for you, take a look at sunstone. It has so many healing properties. So this is saying that another way to communicate with people at a level that all of us can understand is dancing, is embracing the sunlight, is laughter. But we have to be careful with the laughter here, because it can cut both ways. Laughter, if misplaced, can be mean-spirited. But here, if done properly in right timing, it can be incredibly healing. I think we're talking about possibly marijuana here, the herb, if overconsumed, dying of laughter. So a cathartic release through laughter, a cathartic release through dancing, through enjoying the sun. This is scorpionic energy, so we're talking about transformational energy through laughter, through dancing. Dance it out, laugh it out, watch a funny movie, be silly today. Humor can deflate some of the things that we take very seriously, and when we laugh, we let down our guard, and then we're able to see ourselves in an innocent way, sometimes how ridiculous we are, and we're able to let go of some of that through laughter. Also, this is an area where your turf might be invaded. So stand up for yourself. If somebody steps on your toes, gets in your grill, do it in a lighthearted way, but know that you need to stand tall, possibly with laughter. So one of the deeper messages, a little bit heavier messages here, is that if we're feeling like something really important is missing, that we're not happy, we're fearful, then we need to try to figure out ways to truthfully shine our light. And that can be through dancing, through laughing, but also through some kind of creative endeavor. do what you can to be truthful to what you are in the circumstances that you're dealt. More and more, as it comes out, you find your way. This is a degree that can have a very difficult time figuring out, who am I? Truly, who am I? And that it may take a really long time to do so. So you could feel lost or abandoned here. That's one of the heavy things that's going on here. So if you suddenly get jealous of somebody, or you're suddenly fearful, they may be exhibiting something that you need to embrace yourself. You know, instead of getting angry and lashing out, note it down. You know, what really hit you sideways about it, and then sleep on it. Come back to it in the morning, and then give it some thought before you go lashing out at somebody over behavior that might have come up so that you could see more of who you are. One of the guides to get there is the symbol of the rocks in the shape of hearts. Rocks are hard, hearts are soft. It takes a while to figure out, you know, what's at the core of that heart. So if we're joyful every day, find little ways to be joyful, if only in your little world. Like, let's say you live in a house where it's not okay to be silly and dance, or you do things in your own way, like make your own jewelry, or make little things that you can keep and that, you know, you get to enjoy for yourself. Little things every day add up. And the more that you are creative in whatever endeavor, the more you find yourself. That's why having a sketchbook where you just do like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of free form, just put something on the paper. If you allow yourself to do that kind of thing, or just dance it out or whatever, do something to get your energy out. But in a notebook, if you do this over time, do not judge your art and say, my art is crap. No, look at it and you'll see a pattern. You will see a pattern here. And the more you do that, number one, your art gets better. Number two, you learn a lot about yourself. Date it. If you're doing it, date it. And don't be judgmental. Just go. Don't even think. Just do it in a free form way, and that goes a long way. So that's one way to get there. This is someone who could be really shy, is hiding their inner core because they're sensitive. They're energetically sensitive. So do things before you walk out the door mentally. Put your armor on. I have been, the last couple of days, I saw this feed on Instagram where an artist mentioned the healing vibration of bees when they're buzzing, that vibration is very healing. Well, you know, it resonated with me and I grabbed onto it. So I've been seeing myself wrapped in a coat with a bee emblem on it. Do what you need to do to feel safe. And the more you do that, it allows you to be yourself. Yesterday, I was out, and I'm not wearing any earrings today, but last year I was really on this kick where I was doing a lot of jelly plate printing. Well, some of them didn't turn into designs that I necessarily liked, but it's cool paper. And so this week, I had a wild hair. I wanted to make some heart earrings, and I did. And it made me happy, and I had them on yesterday with my bead necklace. And when I got gas, one of the girls said, she said, hey, I really like your jewelry. And it just made me happy. It was one way that I was being myself. Find little ways to infuse more of yourself in the everyday. The more you do that, the more you come out of hiding, the more you will feel whole. Less jealous, less angry, less fearful. So that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so very much for being here. It is sunshiny where I am, not for long, so today I'm going to get out, get a little sunshine, do a little dancing in the sun today. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about these symbols, if any of them are speaking to you strongly, if they're strong in your chart, if you have some insight you'd like to share with us. Subscribe for more, and take care till next time.